Taking a beautiful and deep, luxurious breath. As you come to the presence of the light of God that's shining within you, we could feel that light of God just by, if you choose, if you'd like, placing your hand on your heart. I'm feeling your heart beating, feeling that warmth of your heart, no matter what it's feeling right now. Being with your heart. And bring into your mind's eye as you take a deep breath and a slow and gentle exhale. A time in your life where it was great joy, where your heart was so happy, where joy radiated throughout your whole body and beyond you to everyone around you. Remember joy. And see what that feels like in your heart. Take in the feeling of joy. Take note, does it have a temperature or a color? How does it affect your body? Do you notice pieces of your body sparkling with joy when you're in that place of joy? And allow that joy, that feeling, the color, the radiance of that experience of joy to expand, radiating, emanating out of you like an orb, surrounding you. That you are beyond your skin. Your presence is bigger. And it is simply God that is you, radiating as you in love. Take a breath and enjoy being in the radiance of joy and love. And hold that space as you bring to mind one small situation in life that may cause a little bit of friction, just a small one. Bring that to mind as you hold the radiance of joy. And without any judgment, releasing any fear, can you hold that one piece that is part of life too, within that sphere of joy, holding it without judgment, without need to change it, just holding it, that both can be together in the sphere of life with you, all at once. And feel that place of friction, that situation, and notice, what is it like when it's surrounded by you in love? Just take note. No need to push or strive. Just take note. Whatever's there is true. And now hold all of you in that sphere of radiant love. And let yourself expand and glow in radiance. In fact, let's let this room glow in collective radiance. As together we go into the silence, opening our minds and hearts to God's love, to Spirit holding us in radiant love. And so we go into the silence. And so we gently bring us back into the room. Holding this radiance in our hearts. As we sit into it and open our eyes and come back home. Our intention, they said, is to bring heaven to earth. These were words that Chris and I heard at a wonderful convention we went to earlier this month. We intend to bring, or our intention is this, collective intention is this, we intend to bring heaven to earth and for all people everywhere to awaken together. Gosh, what a magnificent idea. You know, it really drew us in, but also the mind went, wow, what a big idea. But the truth is, we're not bound to our old stories of fear. We can perceive ourselves anew, and we could perceive each other and the world anew. We could choose to perceive things differently, to meet the world as it is, while holding it in love. We can plant seeds of love. So this whole idea has been really seeded in me, and I've been trying to think of ways to express what is unfolding, at least for what I'm experiencing, and possibly and hopefully you too, in this world today. That's different from the last time a year ago, 2 years ago, 5, 10 years ago, with the same idea. So I was listening to an audiobook by Don Miguel Ruiz Jr. called The Mastery of Self. And I felt like he really touched upon what it's like to be in this crazy world and yet feel this sense that we are here right now. Each of us is being called to plant seeds of love and evolve in consciousness. So this is what he said. Okay. This goes like this. Imagine you're in a dream. You're at a huge party with thousands of people, and you're the only sober one. Everyone else is drunk to varying degrees. Some are tipsy, most are solidly drunk, a few are blacked out, acting completely outside their control. You try to talk with them, but their intoxication clouds every conversation. They swing from merry to sullen, they fight, they make up, they fight again, the same cycle all night long. And it was never the alcohol they craved. It was the drama. Then it hits you. You've been to this party before. You went through every stage of drunkenness they're all going through now. But no one realizes you're sober now. They think that you are still like them, so they keep trying to pull you back into the folly of the party. And the question is, what will you do? I just have to say hello and welcome. It's so good to see you guys. So what do we do? That's the question before us in the times in which we live. So now let's imagine bringing heaven to earth. So in the new world, imagine you are healed. You've moved from the mind that measures to the heart that knows. So that the heaven is not out there, it's now known within you. And it becomes the love that you are, awakened, aware, alive, and authentic. You've cleared your mind of all the old attachments. The war within yourself is finally over. You have no need to control the outcome anymore. You simply get to choose. And in that choosing, you find yourself. And in yourself, you find joy, a quiet mind, pure presence. Nothing matters but right now. Right now. Living in the presence. Michelle Lepak, psychotherapist and developer of presence therapy, who spoke at the conference, she said, we don't actually have to go anywhere to find presence. Presence exists in us. Presence is the essence of us. Presence is us. And she went on to say, so we aren't here trying to fix or bypass anything in ourselves. The parts of us that get defensive and reactive, they're just human. They don't need to be corrected. They need to be loved. It's through the sacred relationship of love that organic transformation occurs. And when she said that, I thought, it's not just the parts of ourselves inside. It's all the defensiveness, all the reactive people, all the places outside us. They need not to be corrected, but be held in love. It was a thought that I just wanted to hold and see where that took me. So this week, you may have heard, we lost a dear teacher, one who taught us a lot about bringing heaven to earth, Edwene Gaines, the Prosperity Queen. How many of you knew or studied with Edwene? I was hoping she'd been here. So I had the gift of studying with her too, and she was one of the great teachers of my life. What I remember, and maybe you will too, most about Edwene is how she would pray for the impossible. And she wouldn't say, now, how will that happen? She'd always say, how is none of my business. Remember that? Say it with me. How is none of my business. And that's a mantra I've taken with me throughout my whole life. How is none of my business. I trust Divine Creator has got this. And she left the how to something bigger than her. That's exactly what we're talking about this morning. So this one's for you, Edwene. So much of this talk has been guided, and the next part of the talk has been guided in a way I've never done before in church, because for many decades I've, for myself, done automatic writing. I've done channeling. And for the first time yesterday, a channel came through for you. So I share it with you as I received it. You are here to receive instructions on how to plant seeds of love. These words, sow seeds of love, have spoken to you for a long time, and they've also eluded you for a long time. So today we're going to talk turkey, as you say. Planting seeds of love starts with you, as you are a channel of love. Build up the love within your field and let it be like an orb around you. You humans get so caught up in the story, that you miss working with frequencies. You feel the frequency of the universe on earth when you become present to what's in front of you. Yes, you can do that right now. See what's around you. Take it in fully. Hear what's here. The sounds in this room right now. Notice the temperature on your skin. Smell whatever is here to be smelled. Notice the music and harmony of this now moment. You are feeling life, all of life, not story. Every person you meet is life. Every plant, every tree, every dog, cat, snake, butterfly. I had to include that, is life. You are life, all is life. So planting seeds of love is acknowledging there is life. Each life you meet, each person is a life for which love is needed. It doesn't have to be words. If you are connected to the love in your heart, let that love emanate. That energy of love plants life. That energy of love is the seed of life. Holding that field of energy and emanating love, it's a prayer without words. Before you go to meet someone, feel the love in your heart and find what you love about them. You feeling the love, for that they live. Start small. Mastery takes time to develop. What, my dear, is most important is developing the practice of sowing seeds of love. Start today. Feel the love in you and let it grow. Let it radiate. Feel it fill you, then surround you. Yes, just like that. Good. And then it was talking to me to prepare me for today. It said, now envision this. Go to the church driveway and the sign in your mind. Let your love be there and ask if you may enter with love. Then ask the driveway if you may enter and be with it in love. Ask the church building, may I come to be with you in love? Then walk up and ask the walkway, the plants, and the chimes at the entry, the ones that I ring every time I come here. May I be with you in love. Now, I'll admit, if you saw me on my way in here today asking a driveway for permission to enter, you might have wondered if I'd lost it. But stay with me. Back to the channeled message. Because I was thinking about all of this as I was taking it all down. And I said, yeah, what do I do if they say no? And my dear, thinking that somebody's going to come and ask me this question. So my dear, what you do is seal your borders and continue your love. You stay connected to the field of love, the 0 point field, where there is no place, no time, no story, no conditioning. You are an open field for love, for planting seeds of love. Hold your love and honor those who receive it and honor those who don't want to receive it. Let each person be who they are. You plant seeds, and as you do this, even with those who say no, the love is still planted. So let's try this for a moment. bring to mind someone you love easily. It could be a grandchild or a pet, a spouse or a dear friend, somebody that you just totally love and adore, and feel that love in your heart for them. And then let it expand from you like an orb around you, that love. And thinking of them, take a breath and ask silently, may I meet you in love? And if they say yes, allow them to enter that orb with you, that orb of love. Now bring to mind someone or something mildly difficult, not your biggest conflict. Something on a scale of 1 to 10, it's like a 4, but a slight friction. And take the same 3 steps. Find something in that situation or person that you love. It can be something really, really small or just one thing that you love, and connect with that love. And let it expand. Let it radiate that love. And as you create that full radiant orb from that place, take a breath and ask silently, may I meet you in love? And invite them to answer, and whether they say yes or whether they say no, honor where they are at. But still hold that presence of love as you also continue to be present in this now moment right here. That's the practice, small, repeatable, a seed planted, one breath and orb of love at a time. So I want to share a story with you of a client of mine that really could help us learn how to sow seeds of love when times get really tough. So I'll call her Grace, and she gave me permission to share this story with you now. So Grace is one of the kindest people I know. She runs a dog rescue. And she placed a senior dog with a woman in her 70s, and it's likely that woman's last dog. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful scenario and felt like a perfect match. But after the adoption, during the first check-in, Grace gently suggested that the dog get more rest. I'm talking your talk, aren't I, Laura? Talk. But during the talk, the check-in is very important. And Grace had to check everything was going well, as they always do in pet adoptions. And so Grace suggested that the dog get more rest because it had bone-on-bone hip pain. And some quiet crate time would make her feel safe in this transition to a new home. The woman refused. I keep her tied to my waist with a cord. Otherwise, she could ruin my carpets. That was such a red flag. Right? That night, a scathing email came into her inbox, and it accused Gina of conspiring with the foster family that had healed the dog originally to take the dog back. So Grace was stunned. She'd felt such a connection with this woman, and it all turned around. Now, Grace had become a perpetrator in someone else's story. And Grace was shocked and hurt and stressed, wondering, what did I do wrong? I thought I was as kind and giving. How did this woman see me this way? And during our coaching session, Grace was really at her wit's end. So we needed to find what was true and what was story. Are you with me? We needed to find out what was true and what was story. Because story is what keeps us in the fog of drama. The scathing email was a story. The real question was very simple. Was the dog being cared for or not? If the dog wasn't being cared for, Grace's concerns were valid, and as much as she'd hate to do it, she'd need to take the dog back and face whatever repercussions would come. But if the dog was happy and well cared for, then whatever the woman had said in the email, the priority had been met. The dog came first. Are you with me? Yes. So one more home visit was required, and Grace sat in her car, bracing herself for the worst, that she'd find the dog struggling, that she'd have to be the one to say this isn't working. And she took a breath, met her assistant together. They knocked on the door. The door opened, and there was the woman, dog in her arms, tail wagging at the sight of Grace. "Come in," the woman said. Grace walked in, and the house was calm. The dog looked healthy, happy, relaxed. Clearly, the dog had bonded with the woman, and the woman with the dog. Grace let herself be there, open, an open field, present to what was true. The woman watched Grace for a moment, watched Grace crouch down to greet the dog gently, lovingly, watch her take in the room without judgment and speaking softly to her. And then something in the woman softened too. "There's something I need to say," said the woman. And Grace braced herself, another tirade, maybe, but instead the woman's voice cracked. "I was terrified you were setting me up to lose her. I was afraid I'd have to let her go, and I couldn't bear the thought of that." So that was it. That was the woman's story. What was driving the email was her fear. Are you with me? Are you with me? Yep. Yes, okay. Yeah. Thank you. This is a great example how anyone can become a perpetrator in someone else's story. Cut down, made wrong, simply because the other person, it's how they cope with fear. How many times has that happened to us? How many times have we done the same thing, maybe, to someone else? So next time someone attacks you, turns on you, or pulls away, pause and ask this: what are they afraid of? What is the story they're telling themselves right now? And then it's good if we ask ourselves the harder question: what is it I'm afraid of? What is the story I'm telling myself right now? Once you name the fear, we've got a choice. You don't have to let it write the story. You could choose to find the love that is still there, even if it's very, very small, small as a mustard seed, and let that be the ground you stand on. It's just not about the other person, no matter what they're doing. It's about choosing to stay in our love and not falling into the drama of the story. That's what Grace did. She didn't try to change the woman, but she stayed rooted in the love long enough for the woman's fear to soften on its own. And I know you know somebody, or most of us know somebody who lives this so well. My friend and yours, the man on TV, Ted Lasso. Right? He lives this. Ted never tries to fix anyone. He's just relentlessly, stubbornly kind. Even to people who mock him, even to people who want him gone. And slowly, without him trying to change a single one of them, they come into the kindness too. That's the secret. It's not about fixing. It's not about controlling. It's just staying in love and letting that be enough. How is none of our business. But this is one way how we can bring heaven to earth. Not all at once, but seed by seed, breath by breath, one small act of love at a time. Mother Teresa said, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Now, go plant. Much love, much, 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 much love to you all who are planting seeds. Much love.